Hi there, Mick here with SquashFitnessTips.com and welcome to another episode of Mistake Monday. This is where we look at an exercise or a movement or a full workout and try and identify common mistakes that squash players make, which may be preventing them from actually getting the most out of the exercise or which may actually be leading to possible injury. This week we're going to look at the basic squash lunge. Now there's many facets to the squash lunge. We could go on for a long time talking about all these different facets. I want to talk about one, which is the root of all of these different areas to do with the lunge, and that's the weight distribution of your hip. So if you're in a lunge like this, your weight distribution should be even over both feet, should be driving down into your hips. So whether you're in a basic lunge where you're 90 degrees in your front leg, 90 degrees in your back leg, it should be over both feet evenly. As you go longer into the lunge, doesn't matter what's happening, how much they're extending, the weight should be even over both feet. Now that's going to ensure that your weight is driving through your heel on the front foot. The weight in the hip actually drives that foot forward. We're not pushing our foot forward. The source of the movement comes from the hips coming down like this. You see Egyptian players going to the full lunge and reaching for balls. Their weight is going, they're going forward, but their weight is going down also. That's driving their foot forward. At the same time, that's driving the back leg back. Now you need extension in the hip flexor for this. A lot of people in this basic lunge position, they start to open up that hip as they go longer into the lunge. You want to try and keep these hips square. If you're going longer into a lunge like this and your hips start to come out, you're lacking the necessary flexibility in the hip flexor to be able to do the lunge correctly, effectively, etc., etc. So make sure, if you're doing that, bring the lunge back up a little bit, square your hips, drive the knee down, and then as you drive the weight down your hips, let that drive both feet away from each other. Again, trying to keep those hips square. So that's just one thing to focus on with your squash lunge. As I said, there's many facets to the squash lunge. Focus on the weight distribution over your hips evenly, keeping your hips square, and then play around with how that feels as you go deeper into the lunge. Do you feel yourself coming up over like this? Do you feel your hips opening up? Play around with it and feel your body. That's probably the most important thing you can do in trying to improve your squash lunge. Get into it and actually feel what your body's doing as you're going deeper into it, as you're coming back up. So that's it, episode 4 for Mistake Monday. Mick here with SquashFitnessTips.com. Have fun and play your own game.